When did you start to feel like, or was there a moment where you felt like things are not right at Roc-a-fella, or like, when did you start to feel like things may be coming to a...
Honestly, I ain't feel that shit, man. We was winning, man. Charlie Sheen, nigga. Winning. So I didn't, honestly, I didn't feel it. We was just all, I was on tour with Jay, me and Neve, we was on tour, Freeway, everybody. Anybody that had records out
was on tour.
We were always traveling, going tour with Hov, even if we was getting paid, regardless of if we getting paid for him or if we not.
I was gonna say, Beanie came out and said some stuff about like what you guys are taking home and...
Right. That was nonsense, man.
Okay.
Don't nobody know what we was taking home but us.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It wasn't the highest number, but it wasn't what they was putting out there. And even if it was, we had the biggest record on the label at the time, so we was still doing our thing, making our own money outside of Jay tours. You understand what I'm saying? It was plenty dates that we left Jay, didn't make a Jay-Z show because we had to go get our own money. And they respected it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit, around that time, I'm talking about, it was on tour where them niggas had to stay on the road when it was a layover day, and we going to go do 106 in Park, and guess who coming with us, taking us on the G4? Big homie, you know what I mean? So, you know, niggas was living, man. I ain't worrying about this shit.
So you didn't really feel anything, even when even when Cam and Diplomats came over there, everything was still all...
Everything was still good.
Yeah, because you guys did
the movies, we shoot state property movies, the niggas in the movies.
Dame Dash had that album, We Are the Champions,
Yeah, We Are the Champions. Cameron and Jewels was on our album, on our first album. Cameron was on Look in Your Eyes, Jewels was on Rich Girl.
Jim was like directing videos.
Jim was directing video. Jim directed the criminal background shit. All that footage was recently coming out. Choke No Joke. Shout out to Choke No Joke, man. He's releasing that shit, you know what I'm saying? As he should. The people want to see it.
Yeah.
People want to see it.
Was there a plan for that footage, like originally?
Nah, man.
He just had it.
He just had it, and it's good. I just spoke to Choke about a week ago. And he told me some good news. He said he got the other footage that we had as well. He said he spoke with Dame, they had a good conversation.
Oh, that's cool.
Give him all the footage.
That's cool.
So he'll be able to run this series, you know, for the next few years, or however much footage he got to hold him over.
Right.
But it's a good look for all of us. Anybody that was in that footage, anybody that was in the group at the time, they better prosper off of this. They better make some moves, because I know I am. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So was it more like a phone call, or did you have to see it in the news too, like that it's the end, or it was?
Well, when it was the end, at first, the very end, it wasn't the end for us.
Right.
Because when Jay left the shit, he told us, y'all a big part of my decision. I want y'all to come over. We was on tour. Pulled us to the side, my nigga, in the back. Y'all a big part of my decision. Top of the year, when I take this president position, I want y'all to come over. You know, that's what we had to Set It Off and all that shit from Swiss. Bleak had the It's Like That record. You know what I mean? But like my man said, I got this from home. He was just like, yo, cause he's like, we pulled us in the office on some real nigga shit once the records ain't do what it did. He was just like, yo, I define my losses, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I define my losses. He was like, you know, I relied on the machine. You know, I relied on the machine being, you know, Roc-a-fella being Roc-a-fella. We do 100,000 out the gate, it's off the name. We don't know that right around that time, we was some of the first to experience that the game changed. You know what I'm saying? That was like, we was some of the first to take a hit. I don't like these hits that's going on today. Niggas taking hits like 10,000, 20s and shit. Like, we did like 70 something the first week. Anything under 100,000 considered a hit, you know? First week, so. We were some of the first to experience the shit, but even then I still ain't feel it. We still get money doing that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, slowly but surely after that shit, after the album dropping, you'll see the momentum kind of dropping and the phone calls kind of slow up from the road or whatever. You know, it's reality, my nigga, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool.